Just how are you?
Mixed up.
A bit wobbly, very emotional morning, indeed.
Yes, it was.
What made it was when we actually saw Eli, was to see the emaciated state that they've put him in. An absolute disgrace, and that was an absolute shock, and we both sat and cried.
Yeah. And disgusted about the grandstanding, you know, the false interviews. Obviously they've been told what to say, and this business of having a certificate, and at least they didn't give them any doggy bags like they did with the girls when they came out.
And making them wave to the crowd. I mean, it's just an awful stage show.
Yeah, it was absolutely disgusting.
But the worst part was the emaciated look of all three of them, but in particular Eli, because he's got quite a chubby face normally, and
full of smiles.
Usually full of smiles.
Bright eyes.
But you see the film of him with hollow eyes and sunken cheeks, and his wrists were sticks.
I mean, he was wearing baggy clothes, but you could see how skinny he was just from his wrists, you know, and his face. From his face, he was gaunt. It's the only thing you can, you know.
But the good thing is he's back with his family now. I should think by now that he's met up with his sisters
and his mum
and his brother. So
it's just
the recovery starts.
It's a very, very long road. It's going to be a very long road for him.
The shock for you both, though, after, you know, for many of these last months, you weren't sure if he was actually even alive. Until the last couple of days, you weren't sure he was alive.
We didn't know until 4:30 yesterday afternoon, when it was announced that he was on the list. And once they said he was on the list, we knew he was alive, because they'd said they're going to release 3 live hostages. So that began the roller coaster, really, for us, and until today.
And you compared seeing him to seeing like a concentration camp.
It looked as though he'd come out of a concentration camp, exactly. Yeah, all 3 of them. So what they've been through.
And he was literally the only thing you can think of. He was a shadow of his former self.
Literally, when I looked at it, the first thought that came into my mind was Belsen. It just reminded me of the pictures you see of Belsen in the Nazi concentration camps.
So he's, I mean, being so pale, he's obviously been kept in tunnels.
But it just showed the sheer inhumanity of Hamas and Palestine. Absolute disgrace. Can't say any more about that, really.
That's physically. Mentally, we don't yet know. Who knows?
No, we don't.
We don't know,
because there were no witnesses. No. In other cases, some of the hostage families knew they were alive, or they were taken because of various videos or anything, or they saw them being taken. But nobody saw Eddie going, and nobody saw what happened with our girls. All we do know is that they were found outside the safe room, all together.
Yeah, we don't know whether Eli had been taken out of the house hostage before they shot the 3 girls, but it obviously happened very, very quickly, because they had just come out of the safe room, and they were outside the safe room when they were mowed down, and the 3 of them were laid on the floor together.
This day's as hard as it was right at the beginning again, isn't it?
Yes, because seeing Eddie coming out now, it just brought everything back. We sat and bawled our eyes out. We really did. I was sitting there cuddling Leanne's teddy bear, and I think I made him wet, actually. But yeah, it reminded us of what we'd lost and what it's going to be like for Eli.
Yeah.
If and when he finds out.
I mean, if Eli did see his wife and 2 daughters mown down, he's had to live with that for the last 16 months. If he didn't see it, then somebody's had to tell him today that your family are gone.
You have no family to go home to.
And he probably doesn't know that his brother was killed in Gaza in January last year, because they were taken separately, so they probably weren't together. So even if he knew his family were gone, he probably didn't know that his brother had died in captivity as well.
So this marks the start of a very new, painful journey for all of you.
For all of us, really, yes.
For you, for Ellie.
Yeah, particularly for Ellie.
And we go to Israel soon. We fly in. Now, whether Ellie will be fit enough to see us,
if he'll want to
or be
see
ready to see us, we don't know. Obviously, we'd love to see him and give him a hug.
But everything now is focused on Ellie, his well-being, his health, his mental state.
Absolutely.
And he's got, Israel have made sure that anything they need, any help they need, all the hostages, is there for them.
Yeah. Physical and mental.
Physical and mental.